Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcasts. We have spent the last couple of months illustrating why we think Flexa is simply a superior product to what exists and what is being developed. But it's not without its faults. And I know folks don't want to hear about potential issues with their investments, but we want to be fair in our reporting and opinion. And I think it's time to hear some of these as well. It's not all wine and roses. There are some mountains to climb. And sadly, we don't get a lot of information out of Flexa. Now, I get it. They are a small team, and I would much prefer them to keep working on the product than talking about the product. But sometimes you have to do both. Now, fortunately for Flexa, you have a YouTube army of advocates who will do it on your behalf, but you got to give us something. You guys keep working, and we will do the talking for you. 2 months ago, I said it was too early to advertise, but that was well before the income announcement. Now it's time to tell the world about it, but we need to hear it from you. I'm truly hoping that's why Eli Noto is coming on the show. Maybe they are realizing it is time to talk as well. We are getting into the good, the bad, and the ugly in front of Flexa and AMP at this time. Please stand by. First, the good. I like to start with the good. It's always nice to start with the positive and just work down the list. You guys know where I stand on the good. See any of our previous videos. I think we talk about the good plenty. It is a superior product to anything on the market or anything being developed. And I will absolutely go to the mattresses against anyone on that. It's not a new idea. It's an old idea. It's an idea that was in the world before free and easy credit and fractional banking, a gold-backed pay rail, asset agnostic, anything in and anything out. It's beautiful. It has a tremendous amount of benefit to the merchants, to the issuing banks, and to the assets that are processed on the Flexa network. Everyone wins with this one. Almost. The merchant wins with a 0.5% transaction fee. Visa and MasterCard are higher, period. The issuing bank wins with fraud recovery, hypothecation. They will not need buildings full of people sorting out the mess. Flexa does it for them. But what about the user? That's sort of a problem, as there is no incentive for the user, and Flexa has not addressed it. And honestly, I'm not sure how they can. It's fun to spend crypto. Check this out, guys. I'm going to spend Bitcoin at Baskin-Robbins. It's fun. I know, I do it. But fun alone does not build a $100 billion pay rail, a $1 trillion pay rail. There must be a strong desire to use it. And although I see crypto spends picking up in the next few years, that is also a few years of development time for competitors to find a way to do it better. This is a competitive space. It is money, honey. And although I am a big fan of competition in the marketplace, I also think the best product should win, and you are going to be spoon-feeding time to your competitors to beat you. Make whatever partnerships you need to make now to make sure your patrons, us, are taken care of, or you will lose those patrons to a bigger, better deal. And believe it or not, your patrons are the lifeblood of this system. Ignore them to your own demise. So let's talk about your competition, because although I try to remain cavalier about Visa, that is not just an elephant in the room. It is the biggest elephant in the world. in the room. Visa is making partnerships. They are making announcements. They are getting in front of this. There are smoky backroom deals going on right now. How do we capture the entire crypto space? This is sort of the bad. It's bad because Visa has something Flexa does not have, and that is effectively unlimited resources. They won't squash Flexa right away, even though they certainly could. But what they can do is roll out their version of Visa Crypto Pay, and they can do it at a loss because for them, the loss is not very noticeable. They will be more than happy to kick a portion of those merchant fees back to the user as an opportunity cost because they know that the user has to be incentivized, and they have been doing it for years. It is rolled into the cost of their product now. If you want people using your stuff, it has to somehow reward them. There must be a benefit to them to use your product and not their product. They don't have to squash Flexa. They can just bleed them out slowly. They can bleed them out with simple volume. Every transaction that occurs over whatever they're going to call it, Visa Crypto Pay, is a transaction that is not occurring on Flexa. Now, Flexa is better, but the best product doesn't always win. You remember VHS versus Betamax? Anyone my age? Betamax was leagues better. In every measurable standard, Betamax was better. But how many folks watching this video owned a Beta? I'm just saying. Flexa, find a way to incentivize your patrons, and you need to do it Ricky Tick. I get it, man. We are still super early in this process, and implementation has not even begun yet. But if we don't start having this discussion, in 6 months, there won't be anyone to have the discussion with. You only get one chance to make a good first impression. So make it a good one. So we hit the good. We touched on the bad. But let's dig into the ugly as if Visa themselves wasn't ugly enough. Part of the ugly I see is that although crypto spends are picking up speed throughout the world, I don't see them becoming as mainstream as is necessary to support a network this size at this time. Using my guerrilla math, and I'm not going to show my work because I'm an opinion channel, but I'm very much in the ballpark here. Flexa is going to need to process, at a minimum, $25 million worth of transactions a month just to stop feeding their own network. They're currently putting in 2.5 million AMP a month to reward stakers. Now, this is offset by the network usage, but I think it's safe to say that the network is not getting much use right now. So let's call it $100,000 being pumped in at 0.043 cents per amp monthly. This is hemorrhaging cash. These are two necessary elements to this, of course. It grows the network capacity, got to have that, and it incentivizes stakers. Got to have that. But how long can you continue to toss money into the pit? It has to come from somewhere. So with that being said, in order for Flexa to recover that money and start being profitable just a little bit, they have to have $25 million worth of transactions monthly to break even. Now, it's, give or take based on the AMP market value, but I think you see where I'm going with this. It's actually why right now it is in the best interest of Flexa for the price of AMP to stay low. They have to guarantee these returns to stakeholders or we will stop staking. We can get a better APY damn near anywhere. Lots of cryptos. Now, not everyone, of course. Not everyone would just jump ship, but there would be enough to be noticed. And how do you anticipate $25 million worth of crypto spends monthly. Surely not in the U.S. Not just because the crypto market is small, but because not even everyone in the crypto market knows you can spend crypto. And most will be hesitant to part with what they see as an investment. It's a problem. It's a big problem. I didn't want to do this. I did, but I didn't. And I can literally feel your hackles going up right now. But this needs to be said. And if my channel needs to fall on the sword to get it out, so be it. However, I have a solution. I'm not going to just point out problems and say, go fix them. Nor am I going to be blindly following a cause without having some idea of how to get from point A to point B. I can fix most of these problems right now. You see, I'm an idea man, all right? Idea man. It's what I do. The problem of visibility, the problem of being out in front, the opportunity to drive the narrative and cement your position as the leader in the space. This is simple. Release the SDK for YouTube. Just like that. Let YouTube creators integrate it into their videos and their live streams. It gives you visibility into the homes of 2.3 billion users worldwide monthly. I want you to think about that. Do you want to get the word out? That's how you get the word out. Do you want to put it into the hands of merchants? We are your merchants. Anything in and anything out. This right here is the place for it. Pure digital payments on a pure digital space. Borderless. There is no other pay rail that is out or in development that can do what Flexa can do right now. Pull the trigger and put all of these good, bad, and ugly issues to bed completely. Pick up the phone and call YouTube. Generate massive volume on your network. Value through usage. That's what this is about, right? Every time I see a wallet address posted anywhere for crypto tips, I see an opportunity lost for Flexa. And folks, they are everywhere now. Think about it. Flexa, please. Live stream on Thursdays and occasional Saturdays. Cheers.